Hello everyone. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Jill Abro and I'm from JMA HR. One of the things I often get asked about is, can I make someone redundant if they're pregnant? So I thought today I'd give you a quick overview of the law regarding redundancy for pregnant women and women who are on maternity leave. So the first thing you need to know is that the redundancy must be genuine. You must be able to demonstrate that it's a true redundancy and you're not just using it as an excuse to get rid of somebody, and that it's necessary, that it is really necessary for business reasons. You must consult with individuals and keep in touch. So even if they're not in the office because they're on maternity leave, or for any other reason, but particularly we're talking about pregnant women today, if they're out because they're on maternity leave or because of their pregnancy, then you still must include them in your consultation. And also, if they're on maternity leave, you must make sure that they're aware of any changes in the workplace, things that might have changed, so that they're not disadvantaged in the whole process. You actually should be keeping in touch with people anyway, and my advice is that you talk to them before they go off on maternity leave to find out what the best way of keeping in touch with them is and how often and what they would like you to do. And it's not an excuse just to say, well, I knew that they were struggling or weren't very well or didn't have time to talk to me. You've got to make every effort to consult with them. And if you fail to do that, failure to consult with a pregnant woman who's on maternity leave, that can be considered as unfair discrimination, and they would have a valid claim against you. The other thing is, when you're actually looking at the criteria for making somebody redundant, you must make sure that those don't discriminate against somebody because they're pregnant or on maternity leave. You certainly cannot use her pregnancy or her maternity leave as a reason to dismiss. That is actually automatically unfair dismissal, and you will come up against serious problems if you try and do that. So yes, make sure that you don't use her pregnancy or her maternity leave as a reason for making somebody redundant, and make sure that the redundancy criteria you set don't discriminate in any way. So for instance, if somebody, if you're judging performance over a set period and that period were to include a woman's maternity leave period, then that would be considered as disadvantaging them. So you need to think again about how you would like to do that. The other thing is with alternative work, they are entitled to be offered any alternative role if it's suitable, and there is such thing. And a pregnant woman or somebody on maternity leave doesn't have to apply for a role, she should automatically be given it. So they do have preference over any other worker, and you must consider that when you're looking at what alternative roles you have. So those are the basics of the legal aspects, but this is about redundancy with love, and I would advise you just to keep in touch as much as possible with somebody who's pregnant, to make sure that they are considered properly in all of your workplace decisions, including but not limited to redundancy, and make sure that they are treated fairly and that you would treat them the way you would want to be treated, or you would want a loved one of yours to be treated in this situation. The other thing with pregnant women is for every day that a pregnant any woman is out of work, it struggles to make them. They struggle to find another employment soon afterwards, and you really need to think about the fact that you are causing a major upheaval in somebody's life. Now, they may choose not to come back and work for you, but you must give them every opportunity to make that choice fairly, and you must give them every opportunity to not face redundancy, and if they have to make sure that it's done fairly. As always, if you've got any questions at all about redundancy, particularly about redundancy for pregnant people, then please do contact me, or why not come along to one of my surgeries on a Thursday afternoon at 4 o'clock UK time, and I'll be happy to answer your questions. Please do comment or contact me if you want further advice. Thanks. Bye.